All right, welcome back, people. Wait, how you doing, bro?
I'm alright, man.
All right. So, the greatest of all time, Usain Bolt, now retired. Um, is a lot of people wonder why he called it quits when he was clearly still ahead of the game. He himself says he felt he was getting slower, but um, even as slower, Usain Bolt, according to his coach, was still faster than his competitors, much faster. But anyway, let me get into the article because he does explain why he stepped away when he did. All right. So it says, throughout his life as an athlete, Bolt's dedication and enthusiasm were the most talked about. Apart from his accolades, of course, he is the only athlete to win gold at 3 consecutive Olympics, undoubtedly turning it into a prominent figure in the world of sports, or turning into a prominent figure in the world of sports. Bolt grew not just as an athlete, but as a person too. All right. Despite retiring in 2017, the athlete is followed wherever he goes. Through an interview, Bolt recently spoke about his decision not to return to sports after retirement. Well, he did try football, let's be honest. It didn't work out.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
like Jordan and baseball.
yeah. So essentially sports. Don't let Mr. Primo Vision and Wade be more accurate than you next time. Don't do it again, all right? Bolt wished to become the fastest man on the planet, came true in 2008 Beijing Olympics. Despite calling it quits years ago, his records remained untouched to date. And it's going to be a long time before anybody breaks that. All right. I don't see it happening within this decade, but who knows? Maybe that athlete might come along. Recently, the athlete revealed why he never returned to sports after retirement. Bolt believes a lot of athletes return to sports post-retirement and end up ruining their image. For Bolt, reputation matters a lot. For me, when it starts getting hard for you to motivate yourself, it's time to go. Because my sponsor said you should stay longer, we'll pay you more money, said the Olympian. I'm like, yeah, it's good to have money, but I don't want to mess with my reputation. Say yeah, Wade. The man say him rather preserve him legacy than cash in. Um, sponsors offered money for him to stay in the game, but he felt he was not at prime Usain Bolt and decided to step aside. It's honorable, I would think. What say you?
I think that was the right thing to do, right? Because when we look back on his career, it's just going to be filled with dominance, for the entire time. Retired at the top, and whether his body could do it, I think he never had the hunger fight anymore. I think that is what he
Yes,
he was
said that
saying. He
clearly.
felt, yeah, and if you don't have the hunger anymore, it don't make sense. And I think you can't blame a man. It is so hard for you to maintain the hunger of something after you've achieved goals,
Yeah,
you keep setting goals that are almost unattainable, and then you burn yourself out doing it. Quit while
yeah,
you're ahead. I fully support that, and I really hope him don't come back in any serious sort. A couple of charity events, appearances,
yeah,
that kind of thing, but nothing serious. Don't jeopardize it. Nothing official.
yeah. The thing is, definitely agree with him. If you don't have the hunger, you're not short on cash, which he definitely isn't or wasn't at the time. And won't be, hopefully, in the future. Also, though, with him retiring, it has left a major gaping hole in men's sprinting.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, if you know anything about like what's that? Flow dynamics,
mm,
like
yeah,
when a mass moves through an area at a high velocity, it
yeah.
leaves it creates a shockwave and leaves a vacuum of destruction behind it. And that is what Bolt was, brother. You understand what I'm saying? He was just so dominant
Yeah,
that he never just run through the thing and destroy it. So
yeah,
we're going to have, and we've seen you've seen in sports where you have that.
Yeah, when
Tiger
it's to
Woods
that
when he
level.
calls.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
when it's to that level, anything that comes after is kind of an anticlimax.
Look how many people stop watching basketball after Jordan
Yeah,
retired.
yeah,
You know, it's that kind of thing. You know, that's what Bolt was to the sport. You know,
yeah,
and
definitely,
thank God the women are now able to, you know,
definitely.
bring that you know, excitement that's
Yeah,
missing that the
yeah,
men definitely don't possess.
very solid point there, my bro. You know what I mean? Very solid point. All right, we're gonna leave it at that. I think we don't need final thoughts on this one because our thoughts are pretty clear.
Yeah.
So guys, yeah, thank you for joining us again. Wade, thank you for having the discussion. And remember, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. All right.